Why should I grow as a leader? The higher the leadership, the greater the effectiveness. I often open my leadership conferences by explaining what I call the law of the lid, because it helps people understand the value of leadership. If you can get a handle on this principle, you will see the incredible impact of leadership on every aspect of life. So here it is. Leadership ability is the lid that determines a person's level of effectiveness. The lower an individual's ability to lead, the lower the lid on his potential. The higher the leadership, the greater the effectiveness. To give you an example, if your leadership rate's an 8, then your effectiveness can never be greater than a 7. If your leadership is only a 4, then your effectiveness will be no higher than a 3. Your leadership ability, for better or for worse, always determines your effectiveness and the potential impact of your organization. Let me tell you a story that illustrates the law of the lid. In 1930, two young brothers named Dick and Maurice moved from New Hampshire to California in search of the American dream. They had just gotten out of high school and they saw few opportunities back home, so they headed straight for Hollywood, where they eventually found jobs on a movie studio set. After a while, their entrepreneurial spirit and interest in the entertainment industry prompted them to open a theater in Glendale, a town about 5 miles northeast of Hollywood. But despite all their efforts, the brothers just couldn't make the business profitable, so they looked for a better business opportunity. A new opportunity. In 1937, the brothers opened a small drive-in restaurant in Pasadena, located just east of Glendale. As people in Southern California became more dependent on their cars in the 30s, drive-in restaurants sprang up everywhere. Customers would drive into a parking lot around a small restaurant, place their orders with car hops, and receive their food on trays right in their cars. The food was served on china plates, complete with glassware and metal utensils. Dick and Maurice's tiny drive-in restaurant was a great success, and in 1940 they moved the operation to San Bernardino, a working-class boomtown 50 miles east of Los Angeles. They built a larger facility and expanded their menu from hot dogs, fries, and shakes to include barbecued beef and pork sandwiches, hamburgers, and other items. Their business exploded. Annual sales reached $200,000, and the brothers found themselves splitting $50,000 in profits every year, a sum that put them in the town's financial elite. By 1948, their intuition told them that times were changing, so they made modifications to their restaurant business. They eliminated the car hops and started serving only walk-up customers. They reduced their menu and focused on selling hamburgers. They eliminated plates, glassware, and metal utensils, switching to paper products instead. They reduced their costs and the prices they charged customers. They also created what they called the speedy service system. Their kitchen became like an assembly line where each person focused on service with speed. Their goal was to fill each customer's order in 30 seconds or less. And they succeeded. By the mid-1950s, annual revenue hit $350,000, and by then Dick and Maurice split net profits of about $100,000 each year. Who were these brothers? In front of their small restaurant hung a neon sign that said simply, McDonald's Hamburgers. Dick and Maurice McDonald had hit the great American jackpot, and the rest, as they say, is history, right? Wrong. The McDonalds never went any farther because their weak leadership put a lid on their ability to succeed. The story behind the story. It's true that the McDonald brothers were financially secure. Theirs was one of the most profitable restaurant enterprises in the country, and their genius was in customer service and kitchen organization, which led to a new system of food and beverage service. In fact, their talent was so widely known in food service circles that people from all over the country wanted to learn more about their methods. At one point, they received as many as 300 calls and letters every month. That led them to the idea of marketing the McDonald's concept. The idea of franchising restaurants had been around for several decades. To the McDonald brothers, it looked like